What is up, guys? Loomlordd back with another video. Please comment, like, subscribe, show some love, and welcome back. Welcome back. Little change of scenery today. Thought that would be a little good. Get outside, whatnot, you know. But yeah, 3 weeks in. 3 weeks in. Going strong. This is great. And yeah, I want to start off by saying I really do appreciate all the love and support you guys have continued to give me. We're almost at 70 subs, road to 100. So I thank you all so much for that. And I love to hear, you know, all the love in the comments, but then also I'm loving to hear a lot of people's personal stories, or a few of y'all, not a lot, but a few of you guys, personal stories with it, and hearing that. And, you know, the motivation to keep going for me is really important. And even if it's just honest, you know, it might not even be the most helpful, but like, look, I'm 6 months in. This is like an example, but, you know, it can be a little tempting at times. But, you know, seeing that's kind of like a powerful example of how real this stuff is. And that kind of does lead into my next point, guys. So, as I said, I'm very thankful for all the love and support you guys have given me. You know, a lot of times I know it can be very easy to focus on the negative when there's a lot of positive, right? And most of you guys have been very positive, giving productive feedback, your personal stories, and that's what I want from this, right? Some of y'all though, and very, very little, okay? You got some negative feedback in there. And by feedback, I mean that I'm a colossal failure, or a loser. And, you know, a lot of that, I know it's just hate, but I do want, and listen, everyone is entitled to their opinions. Everyone can comment exactly what they want. That's how it goes, right? But I just want to let you guys know, just to reiterate something. I've said this since the first vlog. I'm not trying to lecture anybody, okay? I'm trying to give people a sense who have this problem, how real it is, and speak from the I perspective, okay, me. And I'm trying to just be as helpful as I can to give people advice that have helped me. Okay, who have the same problem. That's it. So you guys can think what you want, but I'm not saying to do anything else. You're a failure, whatnot, but I just want to throw that out there. I mean, I'm probably going to there's hate that gets out there regardless, but I just want to get that out of the way because that's just a clarifier. You know, I'm not even going to focus on any of that hate stuff, but just to clarify, I'm not trying to lecture anybody here, okay? If anything, I'm saying I've had my own struggles with something, so how can I benefit people and help people out with someone who's, you know, fixing something, right? And why not give my experience to help others? And then that gets people, which is exactly what I want, to give their stories and their feedback, which is, and you know, the keep going strong stuff, and that's happening. So for the most part, I appreciate it. But just for the people who don't really understand that, I just want to get that out of the way. But to all the people loving, appreciate, we're gonna keep going. And yeah, week 3, guys. It's going pretty well. I definitely think, you know I mentioned before last week, like having the purpose there is really important. I think though, guys, one of the things that some people lack, and we all have to be better at this, right, is being honest with ourselves. Okay, because a lot of the time, more than we think, we lie to ourselves. And we're very dishonest to ourselves. Even when we don't want to admit it, we are. We got to be better at being honest with ourselves, guys. And this isn't anybody who's trying to have a sobriety journey. Okay, this isn't just people who are trying to be sober. It's people in general, right? But it all connects. And I think that the more honest you can be with yourself, the more real you're gonna be with yourself, and the more real you are, the better chances you are at succeeding. I truly believe in that. So I think that's kind of the lesson I've learned even from this week, is being real with yourself. You know, because it's easy to just say, I don't get tempted by this, I don't get tempted by that, I don't get tempted by drinking. But how do you really feel? Be honest with yourself. It's very important, because there's going to be times where you might go, well, do I miss this? And you got to kind of, it's tough, but get your brain to think about other things. I think that's another one of the lessons I've learned this week too, guys. Keep your brain occupied. You know, we talked a lot about last week with purpose, right? With week 2. I think with week 3, one of the lessons I have is really keeping your mind occupied. Because, you know, a lot of what I've noticed is when, you know, you think about the stuff like this and going out and whatnot, is when your brain's not busy, right? And you're not doing stuff. You gotta keep doing stuff. So that's kind of some of the advice I give this week. And then, yeah, so lastly, I guess, guys, to conclude the vlog here, Some big news. My streaming stuff is all set up. We finally got the router, the modem, everything. So starting Monday, this video is getting uploaded on Saturday. Starting Monday, we are live. I know it's been way too long, and I missed it more than anything, guys. I wanted to stream this fall, by the way. Okay, this isn't because I've been procrastinating. This summer, yeah, I wasn't locked in with it. But the reason I haven't been able to stream is because I literally haven't had the network to. And there was a lot of hassles. There were a lot of computer issues that I even fixed a little on my own with some tech support. But then I also had to get basically my own router, because as you guys who have PCs know, you need to get faster speeds. Ethernet is key, right? And having like a router that like actually works is important, because also, and for those of you who streaming without a router is really freaking hard, and streaming without Ethernet is really hard. So you want to make sure you get that all installed, which it is. So I look forward to seeing you guys back on stream. My goal is to be able to stream on both TikTok and YouTube, because I think that'll be really fun. But and the last thing with that, okay, this is the last point I want to talk to you guys about, and then we'll wrap it up. As far as the stream goes, the streams are not going to be talking about the sobriety stuff, okay? The streams, I want to actually do some funny and fun content, okay? Now, this isn't fun, but this is more just something I want to share along the way. I'm going to be doing, like I've said in the first vlog, I'm going to be doing this parallel to the streaming. So we're going to be doing all that, but we're also going to be, doing other content with the streaming that's not going to be as much related to the sobriety journey. So just thought I'd let y'all know. But guys, enjoy your Sunday. Have a good rest of your weekend. Thank you all for watching. Love you all so much. Peace.